Hello, hello. So I've been meaning to make this video for a while and I'm finally here doing it. I figured it was a perfect time since I'm making a pretty large batch of fire cider because I offer this for sale seasonally on my website and of course consume it all throughout the winter myself and for my husband, and of course giving it away to friends. So as you can see, I have quite the array of ingredients here. If you've never heard of fire cider, basically it is a traditional herbal infused vinegar that has been made for hundreds of years. And basically what you start with is apple cider vinegar. And from there you can get as creative as you want with the ingredients. So you can find a lot of basic and typical recipes online. So you could start with just the basics in, a grocery store. That would be maybe onions and garlic and ginger and lemon and jalapeno. That's kind of the base here. And then I'm going to add in some extras here, which is some mullein herbs, yarrow, and rosemary. What I love about this is the sky is the limit as far as the creativity goes. So don't limit yourself to just these ingredients. If you have more than I do, if you have less than I do, totally get creative and, just kind of have fun with it and don't limit yourself. So the benefits of fire cider are so vast. I couldn't even explain it all here because of course the benefits and health qualities to all of these ingredients, I could go on forever, but some basics really is just overall immune support, very anti-inflammatory, really great digestive aid, great for boosting the gut bacteria, which, as we know, gut bacteria has so much to do with our overall immunity. And as far as, treating illness or sickness with fire cider, it is wonderful for a decongestant, so really kind of loosening up mucus in the sinuses. Really helpful for any respiratory issues, and great for kind of gently heating up the body. So in the time of, say, a fever, needing to break a fever. And then of course, based on what herbs you're adding, what additional things you're going to be adding, it will also have those benefits. So for example, mullein is wonderful for lung and respiratory support. Yarrow, for example, is wonderful for breaking a fever or gently heating up the body. So instead of rambling on about all the benefits, I have a post below in the comments here, and I wrote a blog all about fire cider and why I love it so much and more of the benefits. So just so I don't make this video too long, we'll chill with the amazingness of fire cider for now, and we'll kind of get into how I'm going to make it. Don't be intimidated. It's very easy. All we're going to do is I'm going to cut up and peel or whatever I got to do to all of these ingredients. And we are going to fill our jars full of our ingredients. And then we are going to go ahead and top all of that with our apple cider vinegar. And of course, I don't want to forget, I have a chili infused honey, which is going to be amazing. So I'm going to go ahead and get all this done. And I'll go ahead and come back in a few minutes and show you from there. Okay, I actually forgot to say just the basics that you're gonna need is a jar. You don't have to use a giant jar like this. You can just use a much smaller jar, depending on how much you're planning to make. You do wanna choose a jar that you can fill up to the top though with your ingredients to make it as potent as possible. So I would say this is probably too small, maybe something more like this size, 32 ounce jar. And raw organic apple cider vinegar, preferably some honey. You don't have to have honey, but it's a great addition. And a good knife, of course, because we are cutting this up in very small pieces. So that's the basics: jar, vinegar, a good knife, all of your herbs and veggies, and if you'd like, some honey. Okay, we are all done chopping everything up. I'll bring this up here real quick. A little bit of a mess, but as you can see, everything is nice and chopped up. You can chop up everything as finely or as non-finely, I guess, if you choose. Typically, the finer you cut things up, the more surface area the apple cider vinegar has to kind of break down the components of the herbs or the plants that you're using. So there's that. So that's why I like to chop up everything really fine. So from here, you guys just wait for it because it's super complicated. Just kidding. It's not. We're just going to go ahead and evenly distribute all of this herbal goodness. Wish you could smell it, by the way. It smells delicious. It smells like a soup. And my eyes are burning a little bit from the onion. So basically, like I said, we're just going to go ahead and evenly distribute all of this into our jars, starting with the jalapeno, and of course, then onto the ginger, lemon, garlic, onion, rosemary, mullein, yarrow, and honey. Once again, and vinegar, obviously. So I'll go ahead and get these all loaded up, and we'll come back in a minute. Alrighty, so my jars are full. I packed them down just slightly because as the vinegar kind of breaks down everything, there'll be a little bit more wiggle room in there. So push it down just a little bit. We're going to go ahead and give our apple cider vinegar a good shake. And my hands are wet from just rinsing. So there we go. As you can see, I just pushed all the garbage to the side. I'll deal with that in a few minutes. So once again, you can see how complicated this is, you guys. We're just literally pouring our apple cider vinegar right over the top of our herbs. And basically what I like to do is, it's a little bit hard to tell, but I could bring it up here. So our vinegar is right up to here. I kind of like to let this sit for a few moments, let everything settle, and maybe even push it down, you know, slightly with the end of my knife or a spoon or whatever you got to do. And then we're going to go ahead and grab our honey, and we're going to go ahead and throw some in over the top. So I'll go ahead and finish that other jar in a moment, but just to save time, we're going to go ahead and, you know what, this probably needs a little bit more vinegar. Shake it up, shake it up. Smells so good, you guys. I really hope you make this. And if you don't have access to these ingredients, or you're just maybe a little bit too lazy to make some yourself, or just don't feel like it, this will be available, limited batch, of course, on my website for purchase in about 6 weeks. So on to my next little thing I was going to say. We want to cap it if you want to, because the apple cider vinegar may kind of erode the metal lid here. So what you can do, I don't worry about it too much, but what you can do is grab yourself a piece of parchment paper, place it right over the top, kind of dry it off with your towel, and that will kind of protect your lid. So from here, this is literally all you have to do. Cut up your ingredients, add into a jar, cover with honey and vinegar, and we're gonna go ahead and let this sit for a good 6 weeks. What you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna give it a good shake every day, every couple days, as you can remember, so kind of keep it in a spot that you will not forget about it. Kind of say some prayers, sing song, and I always say this, even though it might sound a little bit silly, to infuse your medicine with the good vibes. Check out the work of Dr. Emoto that proved that water, or just liquid in general, holds memory. So speaking love versus speaking bad or negative vibes out into the world totally affects the frequency of whatever you are dealing with. So give it a good shake, and what we're gonna do is in 6 weeks time, we will get yourself a nice mesh bag, like a nut milk bag, or just a fine piece of cloth, preferably organic, so you're not, you know, putting dyes or anything. And what you're gonna do is you're just gonna strain all of this goodness into your mesh strainer. So then what you end up with is the beautiful and delicious herbal infused apple cider vinegar. As far as using this mixture, you can take it just by the spoonful daily, kind of take it in a little shot glass. You can, of course, dilute it with water. Of course, vinegar is going to be a little like, a little pungent. So a little bit of water dilution with that, tablespoon or two of your fire cider, or you can add it to salads is a really good idea, or to soups, or any other way that you would use a vinegar. So hopefully that inspired you to make your own. Now more than ever, it is so important to learn and provide home herbal medicines for us and our families and our loved ones and our friends. So definitely give it a try. And like I said, if you don't feel like making your own, you can see what you will be purchasing here in about 2 months. So hope you guys appreciated the video, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.